Hey there, welcome to Feet Up Functional Fitness with Body in Unity Yoga School, and I am Kristen Ash Johnson. And I created this course on demand because of COVID-19. I made the first course was on demand, awareness and inversions. The second course was on demand because that was requested. And this course was also requested. Something fitness more on the fitness side rather than just the yoga side, something using resistance bands. And so I'm happy to do it because I'm a movement specialist. That's what I do. And I taught fitness classes for 15 years before I began to study, practice, and teach yoga. So that was my original foundation. And I've been studying movement for 34 years, and I do it myself on a regular basis. So it's just super fun to be more creative and think of even more new ideas and then share them with you. That's how this course came to be. The one thing I wanted to share with you at the beginning that's super important is theory about movement. And the theory is at Body in Unity Yoga School that's come through all this experience is that movement is best learned slowly and mindfully first. So I master a movement first, then I can add speed or power, which equates with resistance. Okay? That means that in these movements, with these videos, you can there's ways to progress and regress. You probably won't need to progress anything because it's very, very challenging. But it's very likely that you'll need to regress. And there's many ways to regress. And I want to go over those really quickly before you start. Because when I'm making the videos, I'm thinking of all these regressions, these ways that I can make this more accessible in the moment. But I can't say all of them because I don't want to take a lot of time with all that. It might not apply to you. But what you can do is be super creative while you're watching, pause and go back and redo things, mastering the movement first, then adding speed, which means if you need to regress something, slow it down. That also is a progression, by the way, because slower oftentimes creates more strength and is more difficult. So you'll be mastering the movement. Then you'll be adding any speed so that you know you have the movement down, and then you can add resistance. When it comes to the segments with the resistance bands, feel free to do them a couple times before. They're only 20 minutes, about 20 minutes long. Without the resistance, you could even do them without resistance for the warm-up, and then add the resistance band in after you get your mind and your body familiar with what that feels like. There's other ways to regress. Instead of stepping up on the trainer, you can do something on the floor. Instead of being prone over the trainer, you can do it on the floor. There's several times when I'm putting my foot on the trainer or putting both feet on the trainer. You can do that on the floor. When I used to teach step aerobics, I also can teach step aerobics with a yoga mat. So I'm stepping on and off of a yoga mat instead of up and down on a bench. You can do the same thing with the feet up trainer. How else would you regress a movement? That's an interesting thought. Changing the lever length. So the closer I am to the body, the shorter the lever length. As I move further away from the body, that's going to add resistance. Now, that doesn't mean that we're changing range of motion in a joint. I can still get complete, like my hands are in here, so my lever is very short. I can still get complete range of motion in this joint, but I'm shortening the lever, which brings everything closer in, and that's a regression. Same here. If I bring this closer to my body and don't go as far away, it's regressing that movement for me, which makes it accessible. And that's the whole point of this, is to let this movement and this process meet us where we are today on our journey and say, well, maybe someday I will, but maybe someday I won't because I don't have to, because this is enough, what I'm doing today and what I might do tomorrow. But why not just enjoy the journey for what it is? And that's pretty much all I have to say. Please be creative in your regressions or your fine-tuning for your body. You know, everything I say is is a suggestion, it's a blueprint, it's a nice guideline. Within that guideline, we've got all these bodies and all these different things going on, and these bodies that we're taking care of that aren't really us. It's not my identity, it's something I take care of. But within this body, there's 100, maybe 1,000 different variations. And I like to call them variations rather than modifications, because modifications, sometimes people think, oh, I have to do the modification, it must not be good enough. Because guess what? There's no ideal. There's no full expression of anything. There's only your best expression of that movement or that posture for today, which might not be yesterday or tomorrow. Keep that in mind as you're going through this course. Please enjoy it. Please give me feedback about questions or things that you're experiencing or things you learned, because the reason that I do this is for connection, and so it's hard with video when I don't connect with anybody. So even if it's just a little message, a little short message about something you learned today, I would so appreciate connecting with you in that way. And I will definitely get back to you and validate your effort, your experience, and whatever you feel, because that's what you feel. This is me signing out. Love to all. Take care. Feet up. Fun. Don't forget the fun in the functional. And take your shirt off too. You'll see that. That's in the 4th lesson. But take your shirt off. Take your pants off. You'll figure out what that means later. Or maybe you won't. And that's okay too. Feet up, functional fitness. Enjoy.